This morning I was thinking about karma. And how a lot of people think that karma is like this external thing that's imposed on us as punishment for the mistakes we might make, the way we harm other people, the things that we might do in our lives. But the universe doesn't care about you that much. You know, that intelligent infinity, that whatever you want to call it, creator, God, it doesn't care what you do when it comes to that kind of stuff. You are given the gift of free will to use however you see fit, you know. And karma is something we impose upon ourselves. It's not imposed on us from out there, from on high, from, you know, even previous lives. Some people dive into the karma of previous lives. And can we drag emotional shit from one life into the next? Sure, I believe you can. Not everyone rolls with that kind of a thing, but I certainly believe you can. But karma is something that we impose upon ourselves. It's whenever we get emotionally attached to something. It could be anything in our lives. It could be a person, could be a thing, could be a situation, could be our family, could be anything. As soon as we become emotionally attached, and emotional energy is involved in that attachment to something in our lives, you know, that's when we create a karmic link. Right in that moment when we have an emotional attachment. You know, that's why a lot of spiritual disciplines will talk about detachment. We'll talk about detaching from the things of this reality or this physical world around us. And that could be people, places, things, it doesn't matter, right? But it's easy to talk about detachment, right? Well, what does that look like in a functionally conscious life, in a day-to-day life, right? And I think the best way to look at it is look at the things that you're really emotionally attached to, you know? It could be your kids even. Could be your family, could be your partner, could be your car. Maybe you love your car. Could be your work. Maybe you love your work. Maybe, you know, or maybe it's somebody did something wrong to you. You're holding on to resentments over the years, you're grudging, you know, like all of those things are a form of karma, right? So throw out the loaded definition of karma. Throw out all of the definitions you think you know about karma, or that you might have. Well, you can do whatever you want, but I would suggest that maybe detach karma from this negative quality that's been applied to it, and just look at it purely for what it is: an emotional attachment to a person, place, thing, time, event. Could even be an event, something that happened in your past. Maybe you had a torrid love affair and you're still hooked on that thing, or, you know, maybe you had an abusive relationship and there's still emotional energy attached there. So anywhere where you have an emotional attachment is where you have karma. That emotional attachment is what locks you to that thing. It locks you to that thing and limits your movement. It limits your spiritual movement. It limits sometimes your physical movement even. Like maybe you're refusing to move away from where you live because you have an attachment to it. It doesn't matter. Could be anything, you know. So if you could do one thing today, maybe start to identify those places where you might have an emotional attachment to something that you could probably let go of, or look at letting go of, or even just, if nothing else, even just recognize those places where you have them, where you might have an emotional attachment to something. Because that emotional attachment can trap you. Not that emotions are bad, and not that loving things are bad, but those attachments can cause you to shapeshift. They can cause you to walk in ways that don't align with your spirit. They can cause you to compromise yourself. They can cause you to act in ways that are contrary to who you really are. So, find those things. And then look at whether you feel that they are doing that, whether you feel that they are limiting you or not. Whether you feel they are actually trapping you karmically.